The messages emphasizing miracles and breakthroughs must be replaced if our nation must go forward. Every well-meaning Nigerian must raise their voice against these kind of messages, because these messages encourage instant gratification. These messages make us to think that we can get something for nothing. These messages make us to think that it is only God that decides human destiny on earth. But whereas everybody's destiny is in their own hands. These kind of messages, make us to think that we are all paralyzed and paralytic, and that we cannot function, we cannot think, that we are totally a nation of morons. These kind of messages make us to think that we are not human, and we are not totally human. These kind of messages reduce us from being human. We lose our humanity thanks to this kind of messages. These kind of messages deny us the use of our brain and of our minds. These kind of messages, they prevent us from taking responsibility for the issues and the problems of our countries. These kind of messages make us to stand by why our nation is being destroyed and our community and society is being run down. So we really need to, everybody, every one of us really need to stand up against the messages that say, only God can do this, only God can do that. We need to begin to campaign and raise our voices against all these messages that say we need miracle today, we need miracle tomorrow. And some people think that there is a reason for it because of poverty. Well, that's an excuse. Poverty must be erased by hard work. Let me tell you that one. Poverty is not going to be erased by manna again. Yes, God did that, but he only did that one time in the wilderness, okay? He's not going to send down any manna this time. Go cultivate your ground. Go do agriculture. Go do what you need to do. By the way, people are not sharing these messages yet, and I really want to encourage you, if you believe in what you are hearing, and if you think that this message must go around, let's go ahead and share the message, please. Let's go around and share the message. Look under your video. You'll be able to see, you look under your video, you'll see a button or two there. Go ahead and press those buttons, and then you'll be able to get that. That allows you to get a copy of this message. And when you are sharing it, write something on it. Write some remarks. Write people why they need to listen to it. Tell people why it is necessary for them to listen to it. Let them know why they need it. So what I'm trying to say, friends, is that the message of delayed gratification is what we need. Our pulpits must replace these messages of miracles, breakthroughs, with the message of delayed gratification. I'm going to talk to you about delayed gratification. I'm going to talk to you what delayed gratification means. But first of all, I just want you to know, and for your eyes to be open, how deadly the messages of miracles and breakthroughs have been to our communities, to our countries, to our nation, to our society, to our families, to our churches. That, our churches must know that, yes, even though we believe that God does miracles, yes, even though we believe in the miracle power of God, but God will do the miracles only after we have done our own part. We should not be emphasizing miracle too much. We should not be pushing for miracles too much. He said the signs and what shall follow you. Miracles are supposed to be following us. We don't even talk about it. There is nowhere you will see in the Bible that Jesus was preaching about miracles. He's not preaching, that is not his focus. He's told his disciples that do not rejoice about these things, that demons are obeying you, that healings are taking place, and all the miracles are taking. Don't rejoice about these things. Rejoice about the kingdom, that your names are written in the book of life. Rejoice about the reality of the kingdom of God. Those are the things that you are supposed to be rejoicing about. So we must know that we are doing a disservice to our country. We are doing a disservice to our nation when we keep on pushing the messages of miracles and breakthroughs. Like, for example, this whole last month or from this month of December, even starting from November. There are some churches that are having program every day. There are some churches that are having programs every day, making people to come to church, to come and sit down there, not just on Sundays. This is from Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday. And every time they go, they have to give some money or offering and go and pray and asking God to do things for them. Instead of them to, how much work they would have created, how much services they would have produced, how much would have been added and contributed to the economy. And we're talking about economic recession. We create economic recession by all these kind of messages. These messages alone are responsible for economic recession. You know how many inventions would have been discovered if all these people have been in the laboratories researching? If they have been in the research institutes, all these millions of people in the churches? You know how many discoveries we would have gotten for answers for all our problems plaguing us? You know what kind of answers people would have been discovering if all these people have been in the libraries? Writing, thinking, and, searching, researching. You know how many answers we would have gotten? But people become lazy on a national level. Many people, it is when they get to Europe, they discover that they have really been lazy before. We think we're hardworking when we're at home. But when you get to Europe, when you have to go to work every day, then you discover that, wow, we were not doing anything back at home, really. Because we have been taught not to work. We have been taught to pray. We have not been taught to be diligent. We have been taught to fast. We have not been taught to the dignity of labor. We have been taught to be faithful to the pastor and to the denomination and to show up every Sunday. Not just every Sunday. Some people show up every day. We have turned our churches and our members to slaves. Through these messages of miracles and breakthroughs, people are now more like slaves than they are human beings. We have made our members to be zombies. People cannot question anything in churches. People just have to gum like cattle and just do what pastors tell them to do. They hang up their brain in the car park and in the garage and come to the church empty-headed and not question anything and just do things because the man of God has said it. Anyway, let me go to the second part of this. So what is the message of delayed gratification? Because otherwise I would not get to talk about that. So what is the message of delayed gratification, my dear? Delayed gratification is the ability to be able to control yourself and convince yourself that you need to restrain yourself and refrain from getting immediate or instant benefit for anything you are doing right now, so that you could work harder, be more persistent, and be more steadfast to produce more, do more, that at the end of the day, you'll be able to get better reward, greater profit, than if you had received it immediately. Let me say that again in a simpler way. Delayed gratification, therefore, is simply making a choice, constantly convincing yourself, making yourself make a choice to hold back, convincing yourself to constantly refrain yourself from pursuing immediate gain or profit, but rather to constantly make a choice to limit that ability or that desire of the flesh, that animalistic desire to grasp right now, to take, get something now, be rewarded immediately. But delayed gratification is more than that. Delayed gratification is also the assurance that when I delay my satisfaction right now and my reward, that I must, the delayed gratification involves a solid faith in the laws of nature and in the laws of God, in the laws of of creation. That. Hello everybody, DSA here. I would like us to spread this word together. Let the gospel of the kingdom conquer the world. We only need you to help us take 5 simple steps. What are these steps? 1, go ahead and like the video, please, if you have not yet done that. Number 2, we need you to subscribe to this channel. Have you yet subscribed? You not yet done it? Go do it now. Number 3, you need to press and click on that bell. You see the bell there? That will give you notification of every video that we do. Then the next thing you need to do, write your comments. Let's know what you think, good or bad. And then of course you have other platforms like Instagram, like Facebook. Share this video on your other platforms. All right? Let's win the world for Christ. Peace.